Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your man Pristine back with another video. Welcome to the comparison video between the Xiaomi Redmi 5 Plus and the Huawei Honor 7X. Now, these are two of the top devices that you can get right now in the $199 price range. And, I can honestly recommend both of these phones to just about anybody. I mean, you're not going to go wrong with either one of them. But there are some differences. And so let's jump right in. Now, you can see just looking at the devices, I mean, they're big phones. I mean, they both have a 6-inch display. They both have the 18:9 aspect ratio. They both have unspecified Corning Gorilla Glass 5 on the front. We've got an aluminum unibody here on the Honor 7X, and we also have an aluminum unibody here on the Xiaomi Redmi 5 Plus as well. We do have full HD panels on both screens, no quad HD or anything like that. That's really wasn't to be expected on a device that costs $199. But it's interesting because I feel like these devices, I mean, the performance that they give, and the overall functionality and the features and customizations and things of that nature, I mean, you're really looking at a lot of stuff that's in mid-range and flagship territory, in both of these devices for the price of $199. And so it's pretty remarkable. The Honor 7X here, you've got the high silicon Kirin 659, which is an equivalent to the Snapdragon 630. You've got 3 gigs of RAM, 3 gigs of RAM, 32 gigs of onboard storage. Now, you do have an SD card slot for memory expansion. Kind of sucks, because there is another variant. Now, if you order this, overseas or in other areas, then you'll get the 64 gig version with the 4 gigs of RAM. And that'd be nice to be able to get that version over here in the US, but you have to order it internationally, and it's no guarantee that it may work with the LTE bands here in the US. So that kind of sucks. The US, we always kind of get these dumbed down versions of the phone. Well, I guess I shouldn't say dumbed down versions of the same device, but I mean, why wouldn't they think that we would like 64 gigs and an additional gig of RAM, So, but that's what we've currently got going on right here in the Honor 7X. Nonetheless, it still performs beautifully. Now, on the Xiaomi Redmi 5 Plus here, this comes with 64 gigs of onboard storage, 4 gigs of RAM. We've got a Snapdragon 625 processor. And for those of you that don't know, the Snapdragon 625 processor is a tried and true processor. It's one of the top processors in most of the phones that are battery beast. So, a lot of people, they consider it to be like this mid-range processor, and it may it may very well be, but it still says nothing about the performance. A lot of times I've taken phones with Snapdragon 625s in them and compared them to phones that had the Snapdragon 835 in it. And, it was very hard to tell the difference. You can barely tell them apart. Now, I think where you'll start to notice a lot of that difference is doing a lot of the multitasking. The Snapdragon 835 tends to be able to handle things a little bit better. Gaming, when you get to playing some of those high-intensity games and stuff like that, then that's where you're going to see the true power of that Snapdragon 835 processor as opposed to comparing it to a 625. But the 625 processor is still a very, very, very reliable, tried and true processor, and excellent with battery life. Now, with the Xiaomi Redmi 5 Plus here, we've got a 4,000 milliamp hour battery, and while on the other hand, the Honor 7X here has a 3,340 milliamp hour battery. Now, both of these devices shouldn't have any problems with getting you through a full day of battery usage. Now, of course, this is dependent on how you use your phone. If you're a heavy user, if you're a heavy downloader, streamer, all that kind of thing, then yeah, expect for your battery to drain, a little faster. But, the Xiaomi here, it has the bigger battery at 4,000 milliamps, and so I definitely think that will last a little bit longer than, the battery life on the Honor 7X. But you can't go wrong with either one of them, okay? You can't go wrong with either one of them. They both have excellent front-facing cameras on the devices. Now, the Xiaomi Mi Mix here, it comes with an IR blaster, and I think that in comparing these two devices, I mean that. To me, that puts it just a little bit of a step ahead, the Honor 7X here. Would I've liked to have seen an IR blaster on the Honor 7X? Absolutely. An IR blaster is definitely something that I still would use, or I still do use whenever I have a device that has an IR blaster. And I think it's really an underrated feature, to be honest with you. I mean, just having the ability to be able to control pretty much every device that you've got in your living room, whether it be your TV on your wall, your stereo, your DVD player, your cable box, all that kind of thing, all with one device. with one device. I mean, think about it. I mean, all those different remotes that you've got for all those different things, you're consolidating those things and being able to control them with your smartphone. That is an amazing feature to me. And so the fact that this still has an IR blaster on it, or it comes with an IR blaster, I mean, to me, that is huge, right? That is huge. Now, when it comes to camera performance, I mean, you can't go wrong with either one of these devices. But if you take a look at the back of these devices here, you'll notice that the 7X has a dual camera setup and the Xiaomi only has a rear-facing camera. And some people may call this a bummer because the Xiaomi here, although it takes excellent photos and video, it doesn't have the ability to give you the bokeh effect and the ability to, I mean, there's tons of things that you can do with your photos as far as editing and stuff, even after the photo has been captured. But it doesn't give you the ability to blur the background and things of that nature. But I mean, the camera quality overall is superb. I mean, I've taken some excellent photos, as I'll display in the camera video that I've done for this phone. You guys already seen what the Honor 7X can do. I mean, excellent cameras on both of these devices here. You can't really go wrong with either one of them. But when it comes to overall camera performance, I got to give the leg up to the Honor 7X just because it does give you the option to do a little bit more customization to your photos after a photo has been taken. You know what I mean? Now, some people, they don't care about that. They just want a nice, clean photo. And if that's you, then I'd say that the Xiaomi Redmi 5 Plus is definitely for you if you're into this particular form factor. But if you want a dual camera setup on the rear, and you want to be able to blur your background with your photos, then I would definitely say go with the Honor 7X here. Okay. Now, both of these devices, you'll take a look. Surprisingly, as good as these devices perform, you would think that they are Type-C connected. They are not. But the fact that both of these phones do not come with Type-C connectivity, it's kind of allowed me to be able to get over that fact alone. And I understand that we're converting nowadays from micro USB to Type-C, and a lot of devices have Type-C. And so I know that a lot of times, when a lot of people mention these two devices in particular, when they talk about the charging mechanism, they're just like, oh, well, this is a downside of the device. Now, I've kind of gone back and forth with some people, on my channel, some of my subscribers, or some people that just stumbled across my videos that I've done on the Honor 7X. I said that this device has fast charging. Now, that may not be something that the company is that Huawei or Honor is advertising, but I'm telling you, this phone charges extremely fast. And so whether it's something that the company is advertising or not, if it charges fast, then I'm just going to call it what it is. It's fast charging. You know what I mean? And it's the same thing. Well, actually, no, I can't say that it's the same here for the Xiaomi. Now, the Xiaomi, I mean, it takes a little bit longer to charge. Obviously, it's got a bigger battery and it's a micro USB. It's not Type-C. So, I can say, I can get a full charge from 0 to 100 with my Honor 7X here in just a little under 60 minutes or right over 60 minutes. Now, 0 to 100 for the Xiaomi, that's going to be an hour and a half, maybe closer to 2 hours. You know what I mean? But again, I mean, you've got big batteries in both of these devices. I mean, so you can really look to get some really good battery life out of these devices. And there's also battery optimizations that you can apply to the device. Of course, those things take away certain features to be able to give your battery that staying power that you may need. But nonetheless, I mean, you do have those options as well. And then, of course, I like to always encourage people just to use their own battery optimizations by turning off Wi-Fi if you're not using it, turning off Bluetooth if you're not using it, turning off GPS if you're not using it, turn off your auto sync, for your emails. If you're not the type of person that just needs your emails, or your phone notifying you about every email that you get every second, that stuff really, really pays dividends for sustaining good battery life on your device. So again, as far as the charging, you got micro USB for both of these devices. Now, my personal overall preference, which one would I choose if I had to choose one of these devices? It's kind of hard because I like them both. I'm really a big fan of the Xiaomi. I like how, if you take a look at this screen here, again, it's a big screen. It's a 6-inch display. And I like how it's rounded around the curves. Now, if you look at the Honor 7X, you can see that it's squared around the curves, and that's fine as well. You know what I mean? Personally, for me, I like the rounded edges because I think that it goes a little better with the fact that the edges are rounded along the exterior of the device. And so I just like just the overall look of the Xiaomi. I mean, it's a beautiful device. And both of these phones, I mean, they come chock full with tons of features and functions. I mean, you know, Honor, I mean, you've got the EMUI software over Android 7.1.2, which is recently an update that I just recently got. While the Xiaomi here is running MIUI 9 over Android 7.1.2. So both of these devices, I mean, they've got their own skin that are running over Android, and I'm a big fan of them both. I mean, I know that some people kind of bash the EMUI. I've heard some people say things that they don't really care too much for about the MIUI 9, and you know that, hey, that's personal preference. I mean, you know, if you like your device to be more stock, or you like your devices to be more feature rich, if you like to have more customizations and functions and things of that nature, then you know, both of the software skins, you know, over Android is going to give you that, and you can't really go wrong with either one of them. Now, I do like MIUI 9. I mean, you know, it does things a little bit different, and you know, Xiaomi, obviously, you know, it's a Chinese brand, and it just does things a little bit different, and I like that. You know, also like what Honor is offering as well. I mean, just the ability just to customize everything. I mean, that's Android, but I mean, of course, with their skin, I mean, there's different little things that you could do with the both of them, you know, to really personalize device and get it to look exactly the way that you want it. So that's all I've got here. Just my quick comparison for the Xiaomi Redmi 5 Plus versus the Honor 7X. Again, both of these devices are very, very, very great devices in my personal opinion. You can't really go wrong with either one of them, and especially for the price. You can get both of these devices for $199 a piece. Not both of them for $199, but each one of these devices costs $199. That's a remarkable value for what you're getting for both of these devices. And again, you take either one of these phones and you compare them with the mid-range device. You compare them with even a flagship device. You'll see a lot of what these phones possess are up in mid-range and flagship territory, and you're getting that for the price of $199, $200, people. You can't beat that. So let me know what you guys think of both of these devices. If you have one of these devices, or if you have them both, what do you think about them? If you had to choose one, which one would you choose if you had to rock out with just only one of them? I'm curious to know what you guys think. All right, so you guys already know, man. If you like this video, be sure to smash that thumbs up button, like, share, and subscribe to expose yourself to tons of more videos that I've done like this one. Definitely stay tuned to Pristine Mobile Tech because I've got much more coming as the year progresses. MWC is right around the corner, so I'm looking forward next week to seeing all the new devices that are going to be coming out here in 2018. And again, like I mentioned, keep it locked here because I do plan on having most of those devices featured here on the channel. All right, so as always, you guys stay safe. Definitely get spiritually fit if you haven't already. We're definitely living in the last days, man. You guys already know. I say this in each and every last one of my videos, man. I'm going to keep on saying it. I'm going to keep witnessing to you guys because it's that important. Get spiritually fit and keep it pristine in everything that you do. Xiaomi Redmi 5 Plus, Honor 7X. Go get them. Go get them. Peace.